Hello, nerds watching all over the internet. Hello, nerds watching all over the internet. It is the final Thursday of February 2023, and we're here for a loaded, exciting live edition of Wrestle Rewind.
Ah! This has got me so discombobulated. I can't produce properly.
Absolutely. It's another night of exciting banter, exciting play-by-play reviews, and awesome commentary from the man behind the camera, who I will get to very shortly. Lots of great matches, lots of great moments that happened in wrestling as we're still marching on the road to WrestleMania. I'm your host, Jose Casabona, also the founder, executive producer, and content manager of The Ravens Flock. And on behalf of this channel, we appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in right now, whether you are a member or you are subscribed, whether you have contributed monetarily or not, whether you're listening to us in the background. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Please understand that. And this comes from a very special place in the heart.
You misplaced yours, remember? You sold it to that one shifty-looking, spindly dude who smelled of sulfur.
Did I? I can't remember that. Oh, well.
I mean, we keep a photo of the guy. It's the Sinister Minister.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, you know what? That's a totally different mystery for another time. But
Not a mystery. We just solved it.
Well, that's a different quest for me to get it back for another time. Now, joining behind the camera is the host of the Black Files, my typewriter for Wrestle Wrewind, the man who puts in the man hours behind all the videos that we produce on this channel every single week, the man who cried tears and tears of pain and suffering during the main event of Elimination Chamber, Mr. Wanderhouse.
Thank you for that introduction, Jose. Don't you ever forget the mister.
And much like all our other shows on this channel, we are simulcasting on youtube.com/theravensflock and twitch.tv/theravensflock online. Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our media content. Leave your questions and comments down below, and we will answer as many as we can while we're live. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens Flock, yes, then you could become an Inner Flocker. For $4.99 a month, you will have exclusive access to many, many amazing perks that comes with being a member. Juan, tell them.
Thank you for that, Jose. If we got some Inner Flockers in the chat, and I know that we do, we're loaded with Inner Flockers. Go ahead and show off your lovely custom emojis. I want to say hello to Nikki Bella, Jen Pearson, Mistress Meg, and Lisa Boo, who are so far joining us here on Wrestle Rewind. You also get members first and members only content, a special merch discount to our merch store, link in the description below and in the live chat. And you'll also get access to us personally. You'll be part of the conversation that will help us shape the future of this channel by giving us your input, your insight, your suggestions, your thoughts, your opinions, and we'll take them into a heavy consideration as we map out what the deuce we're gonna do with this weird, crazy channel of ours.
Absolutely. So to take us on a short story.
Like, first things first. What short story can you tell people? Even though we haven't even told people what in the world we do here on Wrestle Rewind.
So on Wrestle Rewind, what we normally do is that we review 3 of the most exciting wrestling programs in North America.
What kind of wrestling? Amateur?
Professional wrestling programs in North America today. I thought that was implicit.
Nope.
That would be WWE's NXT, All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling. Now, to take us on a little short story here, so on the road to WrestleMania, we have just wrapped up a very, very special WWE pay-per-view event, which is the final pay-per-view event before WrestleMania, and we're still only a week and a half away from the first quarterly pay-per-view event of AEW, which is AEW Revolution, which is on Sunday, March 5th. Impact Wrestling's No Surrender pay-per-view event is tomorrow night. Tomorrow! Man, how the time flies. Jeez Louise. But anyway, before we get to all of that, Wancho, ring that bell.
I am so glad you remembered this time.
Yay! All right, let's first start things off by discussing the big one. The big one, the main event of this year's WWE Elimination Chamber. Oh my goodness. We all know that Cody Rhodes will be main eventing this year's WrestleMania on the first weekend of April in Hollywood, California. But before we get to WrestleMania, we have to wrap up the emotional story of the Bloodline, specifically the champion himself, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, as he defends his title against the Montreal's hometown hero, the former honorary Uce, and now the honorary Hab, Sami Zayn.
I also want to say hi to Emily Morse, who's in the chat right now. Welcome to Wrestle Rewind. Over here, we do pro wrestling talk, and since you're an inner flocker, show off the championship belt. Floss that gold, honey.
Yes,
show
indeed.
What's going on?
This pay-per-view event went by 3 hours, a little over 3 hours, but the final hour of the pay-per-view was dedicated to this match. The first couple of minutes in the match, Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn spent time circling around each other, getting the fans to chant and boo.
Why are you cutting over the fact that we literally had nearly 5 straight minutes of the entirety of the crowd of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, part of French goddamn Canada over here, cheering their heads off in a sold-out max capacity crowd for Sami Zayn, and utterly destroying and completely ravaging Roman Reigns just for standing in their air. What? Just for being on their ground, on their land.
Just by okay, so we're talking about even before the bell rang, when they started by just circling around each other and feeling the crowd reactions, getting the fans and everything. So we're talking about before that, right, Juan?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no, the fans were on their feet. I'm gonna say this right now. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say it because I have restraint. Yeah, no, the "F you Roman" chants just poured in on the entire arena in Montreal. Like, they are obviously 100% behind Sami Zayn, and it just makes the outcome much more heartbreaking as we get to the match. The fans, they booed the hell out of the champion.
They booed the ever-living crap out of him. It was revoltingly hilarious.
I know.
I've not seen this vitriol in a professional wrestling arena in ages. I love it.
But Roman, calculated Roman Reigns, would not let the boos get to him, as he has constructed a metaphorical armor around his entire existence. You see, he doesn't need a flak vest to protect himself from all the haters. Am I right?
Right.
Oh God, that was crazy. But anyways, and then the bell rang after both men are in the ring, and after the crowd was still on their feet. They were still loud. They didn't lock up yet. Like I said, they were circling around each other, and the fans were taking turns. They were booing Roman, cheering Sami. It was awesome. And anytime they booed Roman was just smiling. Roman is just
I live rent free in your heads.
I know.
This is the guy that you got your hopes and dreams on? That's so ridiculous. That's so funny.
I know. Oh my goodness. This is such a contrast to Roman Reigns in 2018. Whenever you see Roman Reigns get booed in the arena, he doesn't have that smug attitude or anything like that. He just has that straight face.
How dare you? You're supposed to like me, bro. Now he's laughing them off. He's showing that their reaction to him is not going to penetrate his cold and steely gaze against Sami Zayn.
Yes, and as for Sami Zayn, he is just milking it all in, man. The fans love him. The fans really, really love him, and it hurts me to talk about this. But we have to.
It was painful and beautiful at the same time, because all of it was on the line. Sami Zayn's family was front row center in the middle of the blasted, blessed arena, And of course, as Sammy was coming down to the ring, he gave his wife a smooch on the cheek for luck. Isn't that sweet?
Yes.
He showed her on
yes.
camera.
Oh
Isn't
my
that so
goodness,
sweet?
that is so sweet. So these guys lock up, and during the first half of the match, Sami Zayn got offense, but Roman Reigns just shut him down at every turn, pulling the rug right under Sami Zayn. And as he's taking his time, being the methodical tribal chief that he is, as he's working over the Canadian hometown hero, the fans continue to boo Roman Reigns at every turn, and he just keeps smiling and smiling and smiling. That damn smile.
It's like the Raven Nevermore, except, smug.
I know.
It's so dastardly. Angel was watching it with us after we ended our broadcast of the Ravens flock last Saturday, and he was drawn in. He was sucked into the emotion. Also, Linda, for the record, Your Honor is on the chat. Hello, Linda. Welcome to Wrestle Rewind.
Welcome. So getting back to the match, and the action spilled outside as Roman Reigns went right in front of Sami Zayn's family and was brawling right in front of them, like beating down Sami Zayn right in front of his wife and their kids and the kids. Man, oh my goodness, it was so emotional. It was so crippling. Quoth the Roman, "Acknowledge me."
Dang it! Stop being smug and get riled up, you silly wet-haired man! How dare you! Acknowledge our boos! Boo on you, dude! Boo on you, man! How dare you!
But it's okay because Sami Zayn was able to mount a comeback, and he hit Roman Reigns with all the cool spots, his high-flying, never-say-die moves, and including a top rope dives to the outside, annihilating Roman Reigns, and then bringing him back into the ring. And it looks like he was, and he tries to hit Roman with the haluva kick, only to get only for Roman to hit a 2 count. And yes, there was some ringside kerfuffle with Paul Heyman. As we get near the end of the match, where Roman Reigns, he orders Paul Heyman to give him a steel chair.
You're saying all this. Oh, give me a steel chair. Before mentioning 2 things. Number 1, in one of Sami Zayn's fired up comeback trail spots, as he's beating the crap out of Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn actually is out ringside, right in front of his wife. And while Roman is down and beaten temporarily, Sammy just power walks up to his wife and just plants the biggest, hardest, most passionate smooch on her lips in front of God and the whole world, and it was crazy good energy. Everybody loved it. And number 2, that wonderful feel-good moment was derailed, dethroned, destroyed by a ref bump.
Oh yeah,
The referee got, who was it? Was it that Sammy? What do you call it? That Sammy went in to get Roman in the corner of the ring, and the referee was standing right behind Roman, and when Sammy hit him with a full-bodied clothesline, they fucking pancake. There goes my F-bomb. Sorry.
Yeah. They had
the referee into the turnbuckle.
The first referee bump, mind you.
Remember that it is important. Jose says first for a reason, folks. Buckle up.
Yeah. And then with the referee down, that's when shenanigans happened. That's when Paul Heyman grabs the chair. But before we get to that, that's when Jimmy Uso got inside the arena and he super kicks Sami Zayn not once, not twice, but thrice. And then,
for those uneducated, thrice means 3 times.
And then hitting Sami Zayn with an Uso splash, and then the new referee gets in, but Sami kicked out after 2. And that's when Roman became desperate. That's when Roman ordered the wise man to give him the steel chair. Heyman. Yes.
The consigliere and the official counsel and consultant and consort to the bloodline. Paul Heyman, the innovator of violence, the father of extreme, and who's now simply serving as a consigliere to Roman Reigns, the guy who parades around with Roman's championship belts while Roman is working.
Right, exactly. So, But then Sami Zayn...
Paul Heyman, please don't come after me. I do your voice as a badge of honor.
I'm sure he is fine. He's got bigger problems. He's got bigger problems on his hands.
Yeah, he likes me.
Then Sami Zayn surprises Roman Reigns with a spinning Blue Thunder bomb, but only gets a 2 count. And then
such a hot move. Oh God. How many times when Angel was like, okay, that's it. This is it to finish it. And he got suckered with the 2 counts.
That's the beauty of wrestling. That's the beauty of storytelling in the ring.
And Roman, to his credit, the entire time was always getting his arm up or his shoulder up or kicking out at like 2.9999 repeated counts.
I know.
He's so threading it through a needle by the skin of your teeth, kind of kicking out and managing to win, managing to shake off the kick out.
Exactly. And then Sami Zayn tries to go in for another attack on Roman, but then we get referee bump number 2.
Electric Boogaloo. It took 2 referees. 2 referees, and it still isn't over, people.
And then Roman grabs the chair, and it looks like he's about to commit manslaughter on Sami Zayn via chair shots. But then, who would stand in his way? Not anyone, not Sami's family, not anyone for the fans, but Jey Uso.
The Uso brother who was all conflicted and unsure of what to do with his cousin, the Universal Undisputed Champion Roman Reigns.
Absolutely, Jey Uso stood in the way, and then as we looked at the shades of what happened at the Royal Rumble 2023, Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, hands the steel chair to Jey Uso and orders Jey Uso to attack Sami Zayn.
And what did Jey do?
He
threw the chair aside.
He threw the chair aside. Roman Reigns.
We missed something.
What is it?
In between, like when the first referee went down, Sami managed to actually get Roman Reigns knocked the hell down with a freaking clothesline, and then what was it? What's the freaking move? The
haluva kick.
No, not the haluva kick. The before that, it's like the suplex into the turnbuckle.
Oh, the exploder suplex.
Exploder suplex. There we go.
Corner exploder suplex. And then the haluva kick. And we also got a barricade. And we also got a barricade broken spot at ringside
with Roman trying to spear Sami Zayn through into the barricade, but it breaks through instead. And when Sami kicked him, he managed to hold Roman Reigns pinned down, and if the referee were there, it would have been like a 9 count.
I know.
Roman Reigns would have lost if it wasn't for that. Also, hi there, Hassan Terrell. Welcome to Wrestle Rewind.
Okay, so now we get back to the drama. Roman Reigns, just like he did with Sami Zayn, verbally berates Jey Uso in front of Montreal, and then just pie facing him while talking trash at him,
smacking him right in his face, open hand face for straight into his like, what's the matter with you, huh? This is your family. This is what matters to us. I'm over here trying to work for you, huh? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
And then Sami Zayn, he poised and ready to hit the spear on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns ducks out of the way, and Sami Zayn attacks Jey Uso.
Oh my God! It was an accident.
It was an accident. It was a misfire. And then Roman Reigns hits Sami Zayn with the Superman punches before putting him away with the spear to pin and retain. Your winner and still undisputed WWE Universal Champion and going to main event WrestleMania, Roman Reigns.
Undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. God dang it! This was so dirty. This was such a dirty move. How dare he? How dare he? He didn't freaking win the match. He survived the match. He had to actually put work in. The whole time, he was underestimating Sami Zayn. The whole time, he was treating Sami Zayn like a joke. The whole time, he was saying that Sami Zayn couldn't do it. But how many times did Roman have to kick out at 2.99 repeated out of 3? How many, in that one pinfall between the ref bumps, did Sami have Roman pinned down for a 10 count?
More times than when Jimmy Uso super kicked Sami Zayn in the face.
Which is a lot.
Which is a lot.
Jimmy was an ass.
Oh, speaking of which, the match ended, but the drama continued as the Bloodline, sans Jey Uso, started attacking Sami Zayn. But then we get a surprise return from a former WWE Universal Champion himself, Quebec's own Kevin Owens. I don't have the graphic, unfortunately, but Kevin Owens.
Why don't you have a graphic?
Because I was rushing. Sorry. Kevin Owens runs down to the ring and lays waste to the Usos, and he also destroys Paul Heyman after Paul Heyman pleads Kevin Owens not to harm him.
Oh no, this was after freaking Paul Heyman gave the most ridiculous comedic, like sissy slap style, like baby punches to Kevin Owens on the back, like, and they were like the wimpy wah punches, like take that. Like you would get in like those old vaudeville like 1920s moviolas where like the lady's tied to a train track, and before that she's all tied up, and the dastardly villain has her over his shoulders, and she's like clubbing back and forth.
Oh my goodness!
No, let me go. Paul Heyman did those sissy, silly slap punches on Kevin Owens' back. What did Kevin Owens do?
He went to town on his ass. He kicked his ass.
Not just kicked his ass. He hit him with a stunner.
He hit him with a
He
stunner.
hit him with a flippin' stunner.
He hit everybody with a stunner. He even hit the champion Roman Reigns with a stunner for good measure. And the pay-per-view ends with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens standing opposite at each other.
They weren't standing tall as friends reunited or anything, but it was more along the lines of like, yeah, okay. I just ended up doing you a favor over here. But I don't care about you.
I know. Well, okay, it's clearly like the WWE is clearly telegraphing that they're going to be that they're going to set up Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn as a tag team to take on the Usos.
Are they? Are we sure?
Well, is
that really happening?
That's what I keep hearing on the buzz on the internet, that KO and Sami Zayn will be challenging the Usos at WrestleMania for the tag belts.
Press X to doubt.
I know. Sammy, trust me. I believe that Sami Zayn deserves to be in the conversation to be and slotted into the main event with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
Make it a two-fold triple threat match for the title to split them up. Have Roman defend twice in the weekend and have him defend the championship separately.
Hey man,
Go ahead.
I am fine. Personal opinion. I am fine either way because I want to see the American Nightmare achieve his dream.
You did bring up another interesting little factoid over here, Jose.
Yes, indeed. Let's go ahead and share that factoid. The undisputed champion of social media. Juan, share the info.
Videos featuring Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn from Elimination Chamber have generated nearly 20 million views across the WWE social platforms. And that's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Basically, every single one of the platforms that the Ravens flock is in, minus TikTok.
I know. Oh, my goodness. Like, imagine being so good in producing great wrestling content that you pretty much destroyed all the social platforms on the internet and you get that big of a number. That's crazy.
That is so cool.
Oh, my goodness. Please, Triple H, do not abandon creative. Please don't.
You sure about that, pal?
You shut your dirty mouth! Ugh. All right. Now that we're done with Elimination Chamber, let's get to this week's WWE NXT. And I do want to issue an apology in advance. This week was not the TV special of Roadblock. That's in 2 weeks' time.
All right. So what are we doing this week then?
All right. So for this week's edition of WWE NXT, we open up with a great one-on-one encounter with the former NXT UK champion Ilya Dragunov going one-on-one against Carmelo Hayes' bodyguard Trick Williams.
Oh, snap.
This was great. Two different styles clashing with European strong style meets martial arts. And like seriously, and I'm not kidding when I say martial arts. Trick Williams is very skilled at capoeira.
Is he now?
Yes, he is.
Oh, snap.
Capoeira, MMA, he's a fighter. The man's a fighter. And he put up one hell of a fight against the former champion. But the Tsar was resilient, and he was able to execute some really great spots during the match. But then in the middle of the match, JD McDonough, the Irish ace, went down to ringside. He still has a one-on-one, some unresolved business with Dragunov as he sits on commentary to join Booker T and Vic Joseph. And then we get back to the match as Trick Williams tries to match him move for move, hitting him with a series of strikes. Ilya Dragunov was able to get a little bit of wind by hitting him with a surprise enziguri, and then, using his own raw strength, was able to lift Trick Williams off the ground, hitting him with a teardrop suplex. Man, what power!
Ooh, nice.
Yes, indeed. And then what I like is that he slams Trick Williams with a powerbomb into the ring, only getting a 2 count, but then following the pin breakup, Ilya Dragunov lands a forearm strike right onto Trick Williams on the ground. That was actually pretty cool. I like that. And then, of course, Ilya Dragunov puts away Trick Williams in his first match back after recovering from injury by hitting his Torpedo Moscow to secure the win. Your winner, the Tsar, Ilya Dragunov.
Oh, snap. Holy crap.
Dun, 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 dun. I can't do it.
Bum, 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 bum.
No, that's Imperium.
Bum, 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 bum,
It's a different tune, man.
Actually, that's a tune of Attack on Titan, isn't it? Aren't they all Germanic and sounding stuff? Look at this! Look at this mess.
Oh, my God.
The moment that we're live. Unbelievable.
Oh, come on. It's harmless.
Get over it.
It's harmless. It's wrestling. Get out of here.
What is wrong with you, Uncle Neil? Yeah, sorry. We're over here griping on the fact that, once again, Uncle Neil and the almighty algorithm went ahead and slapped us with demonetization right off the bat.
Right?
Nice going.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. All right, let's get to the exciting match of the night, and this is a tag team match, player.
Holla, holla.
The team representing Chase University is Andre Chase teaming with Duke Hudson with Thea Hale at ringside against the team representing the Schism is Rip Fowler and Jagger Reed, also known as the Dyad.
Is it okay that I call them their old names, please? Please.
You sure?
They were grizzled old young veterans, weren't they?
Okay, but you're gonna have to come up with different.
No, just like, come on.
Fine, you only. All right.
Do they have to be this weird? Oh, why are they the dyad of the Schism? And
At least they're showing a little bit
no,
more
they're
teeth.
not. What are they doing? They're picking on a fake college grad football varsity team.
Fine, you get to do it one time.
I hope you're proud of yourself. No. The moment's gone. The moment's gone, Jose.
Well, I'm sorry, but the match itself was great. Andre, holy crap! I never thought I would see the day that one of the acts in NXT that is super over with the fans, and I dare say more over than the NXT champion himself. More on that later. Is actually the angle of this whole fake college stuff. Oh my goodness! I never thought that.
What in the world is that about? What the hell?
I have no idea, but they are over. Andre Chase did something right. Oh my god, whatever he had a plan and he achieved it.
It was good.
It was good. It was good. Oh no, Duke Hudson and Andre Chase were balls of fire great balls of fire as they took on the Dyad. Especially Duke Hudson. I like what he does is it looks like he was about to do the whole shuffle of Dusty Rhodes' bionic elbow, but he adds a little spin to it and puts a Chase U sign and hits him with his own elbow. It's pretty cool. I like that. Nice spin to that. And another spot is when Andre Chase. He went to the top turnbuckle, and he annihilated the Dyad, one member of the Dyads outside with a moonsault before going back into the ring and hitting the other member with a top rope crossbody. That is awesome.
Okay, fantastic. What happens next, Jose?
And then, as we get near the end of the match, as we see the best spot that Andre Chase does, he stomps away his opponents, and he gets the crowd to chant the letters of Chase U. Just before the end of the match, the Drama Bull, Ava Raine, then stalks.
Is that what she's calling herself?
No, that's what I'm calling her.
Why are you calling her the Drama Bull?
Because it rhymes with Brahma, but I can't say Brahma because that would be incorrect.
No, you don't have to call her that. She's her own person. Why? Quit making her Little Rock or Pebble. No.
Little Rock or Pebble.
No, everyone's over here saying, oh, she's Little Rock or she's Rockette or Pebble. No, she's Ava Raine. Let her be Ava Raine. Let's see how that goes. Freaking let her work.
Yeah.
Drama bull. Your bull is drama, man. Your drama is bull.
Ava Raine then walks down to stalk Thea Hale, and then Andre Chase walks up to Ava Raine, and the distraction was long enough for the Dyad to hit their finishing move, which is a double code breaker on Duke Hudson to get the win. Your winners, representing Schism, the Dyad.
The Dyad is Schism. I'm still ticked off. This tag team doesn't need its own undername with Schism if it's only a 4-man group over here that's barely, what are they? They're the evil woke cultists. Are they even doing any of the woke thing anymore, or are they just evil cultists now?
Well, they're trying to expose Andre Chase as a fraud of and Chase University.
Is Joe Gacy still doing that? This is the safe space and all this stuff, but not really?
Not really.
Okay, then evil cult. Okay, the woke stuff is dropped, thank God. That was stupid.
But then after the match, we get to the ring as Duke Hudson verbally shouts at Andre Chase and Thea Hill, telling both of them that they need to grow up before storming off. Ooh.
Really, dude?
Yes.
Ain't you the one over here kvetching and complaining and whinging in the middle of all this, bro? Get off it. Get off your high horse.
Like I said, I never thought I would see the day that one of the most over angles in NXT is all revolved around a fake college. It's crazy.
It's so silly. It's so dumb. I love it.
I know, but all the video vignettes that they did with the classroom segments, I can't help but enjoy them. It's the Dexter Loomis effect. I hated him first, but then I grew to like him.
Right?
Damn it!
Well, let's see how well we like this next part.
The next part right here, I enjoyed it because it's a training montage.
Got to have montage.
Oh, yes. And this training montage features the former NXT UK Women's Champion, the final boss, Miko Satomura, as she holds a class for all of her trainees in the ring. But Roxanne, good old Roxanne, that smiley little champion, wants to join in on the proceedings as well.
I can be cool too.
Indeed,
but you're the NXT Women's Champ.
And
no, you're cool.
And then they get to trading as they do all sorts of exercises to weed out the weak. As they do a series of sit-ups and a series of push-ups, and they even did this one exercises where they carry each other over and walk across as a type of help me out here, Juan. It's like endurance. I don't want to say endurance, right?
Yeah,
that's endurance, right?
Test.
Okay, cool.
Are you walking? Are they having to walk at a slow pace on purpose? They can't rush. What were they doing?
They were walking. They're not running.
Okay, so all right, so
but one by one, the trainees continue to fall, and they keep going as they do 1,000 squats in the ring. But the training between Roxanne and Mako did not stop as they kept going. They kept doing like fighting training, like doing a series of punches and kicks, some sparring, and they even worked each other and doing different holds in the ring. This is freaking awesome. Nice. Champion and challenger training each other, and the whole segment ends with both of them bowing to each other in respect, with Miko Satomura saying that real strength comes from the heart and not from this.
Honor!
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 Oh my God, that is so awesome.
I'm really excited for this women's match in 2 weeks' time.
I'm so glad that they're going to do it this way and that they're treating this properly. That is good. Do it well like this. Damn.
Hells yeah, and you know what? Miko Satomura has years and years of experience. If there's anyone who can pull double duty, work on screen, and also work backstage as a coach in the Performance Center, my money would be on Miko. What do you think, Juan?
Well, I don't know. Over here, Roxanne Perez has been showing her resolve to remain NXT Women's Champion. I would not count her out.
No, of course, no. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. Like, if Mako were to not be on TV now, and I can actually, if she wasn't on TV, I could see her being a coach for the WWE Performance Center.
Easily. Who's to say that she isn't?
I know, right? But that being said, yes, this leaves me for high hopes, and I have no doubt that this is going to be a hell of a match.
Oh, also, Emily apparently just got home from work. We're glad that you got home safely. We hope that you're in for a relaxing night. And,
indeed.
We're glad that we're a part of it.
Remember to take some self-care. Remember to hydrate, take a shower or bath, depending on your preference, and also make sure to eat well. Now,
general advice from Jose because he doesn't know people personally.
Hey, I
don't.
Well, I try to.
No, you're putting general effort. That's fine.
Okay.
It's like a C+, B-, I guess.
All right, now let's get to the match of the night. It's a one-on-one match between Alba Fire versus Ivy Nile, representing the Diamond Mine. So Alba Fire has turned heel. She is aligned with the Dark Witch Isla Dawn, and they have become.
Isla Dawn and Alba Fire are the witchy, fiery girls.
Yes, and I'm all for it.
And they're redheaded, and aren't they both Irish?
Actually, no, they're both Scottish.
Both Scottish. I was close. Okay, point is, Scottish, fiery, witchy, evil girls who are redheads against Ivy Nile of the Diamond Mine.
Now, don't get me wrong. This match was not bad, and both women are definitely not slouches, especially Ivy Nile, when you consider that since making her debut in 2021, she has improved a lot in the wrestling ring. Her mic work could use a little bit of improvement, but nobody's perfect. Nobody bats 100 in wrestling, right, Juan?
That's right, Jose.
Exactly. But yes, I know. Send Ivy, but here's the thing. Let me get to it. Like the problem with this match is that it's all revolving around a storyline that's still down here. Like they're like
down where? We can't see it behind the graphic of the
all right,
match.
It's still down here with everything else going on. Like it's just like I don't know. This feels more like an enhancement match and not an actual spectacular match because Ivy Nile and Alba Fire can wrestle for long periods of time, but TV time and all that. So Ivy Nile was able to mount a comeback, and she hits Alba Fire with a series of Taekwondo kicks, freaking awesome. And then it looks like she's about to have it win, and she locks in her Dragon Sleeper hold, forcing Alba Fire to submit. But then Isla Dawn got on the ring apron, trying to distract the challenger. And the challenger accidentally backs into the opposite side of the ring and knocks Tatum Paxley off the ring apron. This provided enough of a window for Alba Fire to hit a super kick to Ivy Nile before putting her away with the Gory Bomb and getting the win. Your winner, Alba Fire.
God dang it!
Yeah.
So the evil redheaded Scottish witchy women are winning.
Let's be honest, okay? I think right now WWE is trying to build a women's tag division in NXT because there's not that many women's tag teams going for the tag team championships. I'm all for new team.
Katana Chance and Kaden Carter?
Nope, they lost the titles at Vengeance Day to Kiana James and Fallon Henley.
Fallon Henley, right.
Yes.
The cowgirl and the shady friend who's totally not trying to steal her friend after they battled for the bar.
Ugh.
I remember.
Okay. As dumb and horrible as those segments were, it's not nearly as bad as what I'm about to talk about next.
And this is depressing too.
We get a backstage interview with Nikita Lyons, who has just got through knee surgery from a torn ACL. They wrote her off in a storyline that she was attacked in the parking lot a couple of weeks ago, and to this day they still don't know who attacked Nikita Lyons from behind. But then Tiffany Stratton then interrupts and cuts the proceedings off, and then she starts verbally dressing down Nikita Lyons. And
excuse me, if I was the one responsible, I wouldn't have put you down for only a few months. I would have taken you out permanently. Me.
Yeah, this segment was bad, and this was this is a masterclass in burying your talent on screen while patting them in the back. I feel bad for Nikita Lyons.
I almost forgot one of the dumber things over here. Tiffany, after she tears into Nikita Lyons for saying that somebody definitely took her down, and she wants to find out who it is.
Oh yeah,
and no, Tiffany responds like, "Oh wait, I just had a Tiffany epiphany. How about instead of being out for a few weeks to recover, why don't you stay out of NXT for a year, starting now?" And then walks the hell off, leaving Nikita Lyons, who's looking fine as hell for being on crutches, just stuck and taking it.
The problem is that it's like the horrible thing is that she's not wrong. Nikita Lyons is apparently going to be sidelined up to a year in recovery for her leg.
For real?
Like I said, consider Nikita Lyons buried.
That is so wrong, though.
Yeah, I know. In the beginning of 2022, the WWE gave us a lot of hype, a lot of excitement for Nikita Lyons' debut. And when she made her debut, she had good matches, but she was still rough around the edges. And then to see her get sidelined by multiple injuries in the legs, it's just, man, it just makes you wonder. Okay, she's good, but is she good enough to have it pay off in the future? Like, is she good enough to bet on the future?
Here's the thing: Nikita Lyons had the problem is that in reality she does have an actually torn ACL and the meniscus in her knee. So there's a really good chance that she might be out the full year, but she is going to do her damnedest to try to come back. And we got to remember, she is a legitimate world-class martial artist. She's used to injury. Now, having it torn, legitimate or not, is like that sucks regardless. So with her having to recuperate this knee surgery and this knee injury, yeah, we're over here trying to figure out how did she actually get hurt. Yeah, no, it doesn't say how. It doesn't say how.
It doesn't say. Yeah, I know. It doesn't say how.
It should be out for roughly 12 months. It's so ridiculous. It's so wrong.
It is. It really is.
I hope that they'll at least try to have her come in during and try to cut segments or whatever. Try to cut promo segments in between to let folks know that she's still around.
I think what's going to happen is that I think what's going to happen.
Hope so.
I think what's going to happen is that they're going to take her off TV for a long period of time, and then they're going to bring her back as soon as she starts making her comeback and starts working in the Performance Center. Because after all, how can we miss you if you're not gone?
No, well, they're gonna. I miss her already. She's been gone long enough. I want my martial artist, booty having, badass broad, back in the ring. But I can't have nice things. I'm not allowed.
All right. Well,
this is so wrong. I hate it. Why would you do this to me? This is terrible. I blame you, Jose.
Oh, you want to get wrong? Let's talk about the main event. Let's rewind the clock back all the way to 2011 as Braun Breaker, who is now booed as the
2011?
NXT. Let's go. Cena sucks. Let's go see the height of the Cena hate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, let's rewind the clock back to 2011, folks, as we talk about the main event of Braun Breaker defending the NXT Championship against the former WWE Champion, Jinder Mahal.
The modern-day Maharaja, the mastermind who's leading Invis Share now, and holy crap, we're not hindering Jinder.
No, we're not hindering Jinder, but man, I feel bad for Braun Breaker because during this match, I can hear it. It was not censored out. There were chants of Braun Breaker sucks, and there was heavy booing in the crowd. Like, wow, that is just very uncomfortable for Braun Breaker, I bet. Of course, he's not showing it as he continues to work as he works over Jinder Mahal during this match, hitting his John Cena 5 moves of doom. I mean, Braun Breaker 5 moves of doom. Shoulder block, catching Jinder Mahal with the power slam, and just as it looks like he was about to put away Jinder Mahal, Indus Sher tries to interfere and pull away the modern-day Maharaja from the champion. So, what does Braun Breaker do? He hits a tope con hilo over the top rope and annihilates the entire Indus Sher faction at ringside.
That is so effed.
That is so effed. What do John Cena and Braun Breaker have in common? They're so damn athletic they can literally do anything.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Super Cena, Super Breaker.
I'm beginning to sense a pattern here.
Yes. So then Jinder Mahal starts working over on the champion as Indus Sher take advantage of the numbers game with the referee's back turned. But then who would come to even the odds? And none other than the Creeds brothers representing the Diamond Mine as they have unfinished business with Indus Sher. Both tag teams brawled at ringside as Braun Breaker makes his comeback and finally puts away Jinder Mahal with a spear to pin and retain. Your winner and still NXT champion, Breaker wins, LOL.
What the world?
Or LOL Breaker wins, whichever one you want to choose.
No, Breaker wins, LOL. That's how
Breaker wins, LOL.
Okay, all right. What the hell is going on here? How are people booing Braun Breaker? I don't actually see a reason for people to boo him. Why are there people booing Braun Breaker, especially in NXT? Isn't everyone in Breaker's side or whatever?
Yes, but here's the problem: when you book your top champion as being as unbeatable and basically mowing through the entire competition, what's there left? This goes back to your point from last week, Juan. Where's the challenge? And when the title run becomes stale with the babyface champion, the fans will turn on you.
Oh crap!
They did. We've seen this happen before, Juan, with John Cena.
We did. You're right. We did.
The
God, but why are they doing this to Braun Breaker?
Because if there's anything that WWE is good at, is not learning from their mistakes.
Oh, for Christ's sake! What in the world?
However, there is something I do want to bring up because I actually did come across an article from Sportskeeda. According to Dave Meltzer for the Wrestling Observer newsletter,
so take it with a grain of salt, folks.
With a pinch of salt. Apparently, WWE have planted fake fans in the audience to chant the Braun Breaker sucks. And apparently, it's setting up an angle for when Braun Breaker goes up against Carmelo Hayes for the NXT title at Stand and Deliver. They're planning on turning Braun Breaker heel. I don't know. What do you think? You think it's a good time for a heel turn on Breaker?
Maybe, but if that's what they're going with, I don't think they're doing it well enough here. Not in a way that makes it come off right, because if there's only a couple of people booing him, you need the entirety of the crowd to boo him for him to justify turning heel.
Now, on the one hand, the argument can be made that there is some truth to what Meltzer said, as the WWE in the past have been known to pipe up crowd noises during the Thunderdome era between 2020 and 2021.
Well, duh, that's not even what I mean. I mean, like, it doesn't sound like there's enough people booing him.
Yeah, I know.
If that's what they're going for.
Like, either that's true or, well, let's face it, Braun Breaker is not liked right now.
All right, well, explain this then over here. What's going on, Adriana? What's going on over here, Adriana G? Welcome to Wrestle Rewind, where you said hi, everyone, bye, everyone. What's up?
What the heck, Adriana? Why you do that to me?
No, like, we just noticed that you were on here. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you were on here earlier. We're over here talking and getting, oh, you were in a loop. Oh, okay. I have no idea what happened.
That's so weird.
Oh, it wasn't loading. That's so weird.
But then at the end of the show, now would be a good time to hijack the program, right? As Australia's own lovable asshole Grayson Waller hijacks the production truck of NXT, and he's calling out, I kid you not, he's calling out Shawn Michaels.
Why?
Because he doesn't respect Shawn Michaels' authority. So in 2 weeks' time at NXT Roadblock, we're going to have the Grayson Waller Effect talk show segment, and Grayson Waller's guest is Shawn Michaels.
You gotta be joking. He's really going to try and call out the Heartbreak Kid. He's really going to try and call out HBK.
Oh, my
Shawn
God.
Michaels.
Oh, my God. What are you going to do? What's Shawn Michaels going to do? He's not going to lace up his boots again.
No, for real. There's no reason for him to do anything, especially not because you ask him to, Grayson Waller.
Yeah, no, exactly. Should. I mean, we were lucky enough to get Stone Cold Steve Austin to brawl with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, and Shawn Michaels is even more effed up, especially with his back and his hair and his neck and his hair and his voice.
And who knows what injuries he's sustained over the years.
And his hair.
Yeah, his hair.
I mentioned his hair.
You did mention his hair.
No, thank God.
All right. So that's going to do it for this week's NXT. Now, before I touch on AEW Dynamite, I do want to touch... Excuse me. I need to hydrate.
Hydrate before you dehydrate.
He's not wrong.
Glug, 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 glug. Yay, you bought tap water, only $9.99.
Hey, don't know.
Zephyr Hills is literally tap water. We live in Florida. They have the same water we do.
Well, what would you suggest I drink? Aquafina?
No, I suggest you drink water from our filter pitcher.
Well, I'm sorry. I bought that water. Well, I didn't buy that water. I got it for free. But anyways, let's talk about this match from New Japan Pro Wrestling's pay-per-view event, Battle in the Valley, which happened in the same weekend as Elimination Chamber, not counter-programming.
Same weekend, not the same day.
Absolutely. And this match is for
Would it really even count the same day? Would it, because this took place in Japan, didn't it?
It did.
then aren't they like almost?
Well,
a
actually,
full
no.
day
This took
ahead?
place in California. I'm sorry.
Oh, it took place in California. Well, that makes a world of difference.
Yes. This match is for the IWGP Women's Championship as the defending champion, former WWE superstar Kairi Sane, defends against Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks.
This was what was teased at the end of Wrestle Kingdom for us over here, folks. Mercedes Moné, after her non-compete clause and all that with WWE was worked out, and after all that jazz was worked out, Mercedes Varnado made her professional wrestling debut in New Japan Pro Wrestling under her new independent name, Mercedes Moné.
Yes, indeed. Although
Oh,
I would
my Lord.
have personally, I would have been okay if she went with Mercedes KV, her old indie name, but this is fine too.
Yeah, well, like Mercedes KV, that's in the past, and
Aye.
so was Sasha Banks, the boss.
That is
No,
true.
no.
No, you got a point. You have a point. But first, before we get to the match, let's talk about her entrance, her attire. It looks so freaking awesome. Juan,
Real quick, Adriana G has a question. Hey, I've always wanted to know, can you guys tell me, since you've been watching wrestling, and do you watch like Latin wrestlers like Lucha Libre and stuff?
oh, AAA? I try to.
Whenever it comes up, and whenever it has anything especially super badass, then yeah, we do try to watch Lucha Libre in there. But
Exactly.
since
Yeah, I know. This
what in the world?
I got it from the internet. I'm sorry.
The internet's got weird proportions here.
This
God,
is
look
the
at this
entrance
outfit, though.
attire of Mercedes Moné, and this is a tribute to a former Japanese wrestler, Hana Kimura, who sadly, I don't know how to word it.
She left us too soon.
She left us too soon, and we did cover it here on the Ravens Flock. I believe we covered it in 2020, right, Juan?
I think so.
I think so. If we could find that episode, then we would share it. Then we would share it in the live chat.
All right, what was her deal here while she was with us in the world of pro wrestling?
Who, Hana Kimura?
Yes, Hana Kimura. We want to know.
I know. I'm trying to remember. It's just been so long ago. I think that she was. Man, I know we talked about it on the main show. I think she was being bullied and harassed.
Oh, you're right. It was. Oh, snap. Yeah. She passed away May 23rd, 2020, and this was sadly a result of her receiving incredible hate comments on her social media. She was reported dead at the age of 22.
Yeah, taken from us way too soon. My goodness.
Apparently they had arrested the man back in the Osaka prefecture in Japan, and he admitted that he couldn't forgive her Hana Kimura's her attitude in the ring and her attitude on social media, as if she owed him anything.
Yeah.
She was only 22 years old. That was way too young, man.
Far, far, far too young. My goodness.
No way.
gracious,
That
no.
is so messed up.
Shoot, man.
Let me see over here.
All right, I'm gonna try to get back into
Like,
to the mood to talk about.
It's kind of nice. It is kind of nice over here to see that Mercedes Moné went ahead and tried to honor Hana Kimura by wearing sort of like the same colors as her in her in-ring debut as her independent self here in this outfit. This photo is still too big.
I know
I
it
don't
is,
get it,
and
man.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. It's just like still the fact that Mercedes Moné came out to try to wear the colors of Hana Kimura is just like, dude, that's honor right there.
Exactly.
Honor.
Very much honor.
Honor!
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 Now
let's get back to the match.
He also asked what made us like it so much. I'd like to know where this love of wrestling came from.
For us, it came from the '90s. Me and Juan, I believe we didn't become wrestling fans until what, 1994?
Yeah, roughly.
At the start of the new generation era of WWF.
Yep, and this is what, WrestleMania 9,
WrestleMania 10.
10.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I remember us watching WrestleMania 9.
Okay, yeah.
That was the one that was outdoors, right?
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, that's the one I remember. And that
All
was,
right.
if I'm not mistaken, the very first WrestleMania of The Undertaker.
Indeed.
Yep, that's the one.
Now, let's go ahead and get back right to it.
All right, let's get back to the actual action of the match.
Yes,
Mercedes
Mone and challenging
Kyrie.
Kyrie for the IWGP Women's title. Now, Juan, you and I, we both saw the highlight videos. It was both these women put up one hell of a fight.
When we say these two threw their bodies at each other as torpedoes, I'm not saying that as a turn of phrase. I'm not saying that as some cute analogy. There were moments where they were Monet and Kyrie were literally just freaking jumping off of stuff at each other, not with a clothesline, not with a drop kick, not with an elbow, just like boom, screw you. I'm going to freaking tackle you with my whole ass body.
Absolutely.
The entirety.
It was
Both
awesome.
Kyrie and Mercedes did the same thing to each other. It was insane.
Couple of cool spots I want to call attention to. Kyrie hitting her basement clothesline on Mercedes Moné while seated in the corner. And then Mercedes Moné annihilated Kyrie not once but twice with flying meteoras outside. And then the action spills. Then the action continues at ringside as Kyrie Sane power bombs Mercedes Moné through the table. We get a table spot, folks.
It was badass.
It was very much badass. Of course, the match ends with Mercedes Moné putting away Kyrie with her new finishing move. I still can't figure out the name of it yet, but it looks cool. And securing the victory. Your winner and new IWGP Women's Champion, Mercedes Moné.
And as a show of pure honor, again, honor, and respect for each other, Kyrie was knelt down, and what's-her-face, Mercedes offered her hand, to shake her hand at the end of the match, and Kyrie not only took Mercedes' hand, but she went ahead and actually snapped the championship belt around Mercedes' waist. And that's when Mercedes raised Kyrie's hand in pure respect and sportsmanship and honor!
Okay, if New Japan Pro Wrestling is...
See, Tony, that's what honor is about, not your stupid club app thing on a TV thing that isn't a TV deal relating to our bull crap.
Oh, save your rants for later. Save your rants for later, Juan. But yeah, no. This is honor. This is awesome. And if this is part of New Japan Pro Wrestling's plan to get more eyes on Stardom, on the female wrestlers of New Japan, then the top women to lead that charge, I would go with Mercedes Moné and Kyrie.
Any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
Yo, also fun fact. The next match after that was actually Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. That match was actually shorter than the match between Mercedes and Kyrie. Okada and Tanahashi went at 21 minutes 8 seconds. Moné and Kyrie went for 26 minutes and 47 seconds.
It just goes to show you Okada and Tanahashi may have been the main event, but the real story was Mercedes Moné.
Yeah, Mercedes Moné and Kyrie, dude, she can't dance solo over here. Come on.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Kyrie
You're right.
The respect she deserves.
Also speaking of fan crying, a couple other known faces were also in attendance. Sasha Banks' real life friend, WWE superstar Bayley, was in attendance. Also, some people from Impact Wrestling, Giselle Shaw, Scott D'Amore, and Juan's favorite, the former AEW World Champion, CM Punk.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? Oh, CM Punk, we miss you. Come back, please. I'm crying in anger. I need some cheese.
Would you like some water?
I gotta drink that from a tap, you sleaze. Oh, and the cult of personality.
Oh, boy. You could tell Juan wants CM Punk.
I want Punk back, damn it.
CM Punk to WWE confirmed?
I wish.
All
Maybe
right.
they'll pay him and they'll give him the WrestleMania spot. Who knows?
All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about this week's edition of AEW Dynamite.
Light the fuse, hit the boom, dynamite.
This week's AEW Dynamite takes place over in Phoenix, Arizona, as the show opens up with a one-on-one clash for the AEW All-Atlantic Championship, as the Wheeler Yuta, the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, representing the Blackpool Combat Club, challenges against the champion himself, representing the Best Friends, Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy. Thank you. So this was a great opening match as both men went back and forth against each other. Great wrestling. The fans of Phoenix love it. During the match, Claudio Castagnoli walked down to the ring at ringside like he's this like really, really angry parent.
The Ring of Honor World Champion.
The Ring of Honor World Champion walks
Call
down.
him properly. The Ring of Honor.
The Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli, looking like a parent who's angry at their son, walks down to ringside and he tries to psych up Wheeler Yuta, smacking him a little bit in the face to get him angry, to get him mean, without chucking him in the nuts. Try to figure out that movie reference. Anyways, so the action continues on. And both men are spent. The fans of Phoenix are on their feet, and Wheeler Yuta was able to counter the beach break from Orange Cassidy, and then both men continued on until Orange Cassidy hits him not one but two orange punches to pin and retain. Your winner and still AEW All Atlantic Champion, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Thank you. Then after the match, Orange Cassidy tries to go in for a hug to hug his former friend from the Best Friends, but Wheeler Yuta, following the orders of Claudio Castagnoli, who gave him that
You don't. How dare you? Don't go hugging people. We don't do that in Blackpool Combat Club.
So,
what do we do, Moxley? I'm drinking blood. Do you mind? We're not drinking blood. I'm drinking blood.
So Wheeler Yuta rejects the hug and returns with his compatriot, Claudio Castagnoli. Wow. Oh, my goodness. That was actually a good match. Good opening match to fire up the Phoenix crowd. No pun intended.
And apparently.
I know, right? But now let's get to the exciting match of the night. And this is only exciting by virtue of the tag team that's in the match. Representing the Firm, Lee Moriarty and Big Bill face off against the...
they're not calling him W. Morrissey anymore.
I know.
Big Bill.
Big Bill.
Stupid.
Oh, God, it's dumber than W. Morrissey. Versus the Acclaimed. Anthony Owens and Max Caster with daddy-ass Billy Gunn at ringside. And Juan, I sent you the clip, Juan. Max Caster dropping some big bombs on the Firm.
Hey, yo. What was the line he said? Hey, listen to me. You check back. Use SAWFT.
Oh yeah, no. To Big Bill. Hey, yo, Big Bill, your girl called me. She says that you're SAWFT.
Oh, God dang it, man.
Oh man, that was a really good. I know you enjoyed that one.
That was good.
That was really.
That was
good.
so good. What the hell, man?
And the wrestling was good too. And so here's the thing: like during the wrestling match, Billy Gunn got on the ring apron, tried to psych up his babyface tag team, tried to scissor Anthony Bowens in the ring. But then, as soon as Big Bill got in the tag team, he pretty much cut off the proceedings because he's a big grumpy giant. Knocks out the Acclaimed, knocks out Billy Gunn, and then he does this awkward pose that deserves to be ridiculed all over the internet.
He's already ridiculous. Morrissey has never been anyone that I could ever respect. He is already ridiculous over here. Screw this hobo.
I swear, the dumb stuff that they have him do in AEW and Impact is far worse than his nothing burger rivalry with Daniel Bryan in the WWE. And that that rivalry is all revolved around size.
Just what? Yeah, thank you, Nikki Bella. Hi there. Welcome to the chat. We appreciate you. And yeah, nope. All for God's sake, this stupid idiot Morrissey.
And it didn't.
Are you sure I can't just burn him? Please.
You could try. He might power bomb you.
No, he won't. He can't because he's stupid. He's dumber than a box of rocks.
And then during the match, the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Guns, run down and beat up their own father. Wow, such horrible children.
Why would these children be so horrible to their father?
But then the Acclaimed were able to get their momentum back as Max Caster drove Big Bill shoulder first right into the steel steps before going back into the ring and aiding Anthony Bowens, hitting the mic drop on Lee Moriarty to get the win. Your winners, the Acclaimed. Everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Nice.
Hells yeah.
Joseph, shall we scissor properly because the Acclaimed didn't get to?
Yes! Scissor me, daddy, won't you? Yeah.
And see, we're not have to give a dumb gookie face to get it going either, because we actually know how to do it right. That degenerate.
Also, the Acclaim did their own scissoring after the match. Just so
Oh,
you
they
know.
did.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay! All right, now let's
let's not ask people where they live. That's a little bit on the rude side, okay?
Yeah, buddy. So now let's get to the exciting segment of the night. It starts off as a solo in-ring segment with the #1 contender for the AEW World Title, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Also, Vicente Guerrero is in the chat. Hello, Vicente Guerrero. Welcome to Wrestle Rewind. He's saying LOL at the Morrissey pick. It looked like he was trying to do the Undertaker's eye roll.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. PCO is horrible at it, and he does it better than Big Bill. And they both suck. So, anyways, Bryan Danielson fired up, and he says it's great to be back in Phoenix the second time around. He addresses his opponent MJF going into Revolution, but his promo segment was interrupted by, well, who else? MJF, the AEW World Champion, the man who has a huge chip on his shoulder against, well, everybody he hates.
Which is everyone.
Which is
apparently all the more, like, stoofed and goofed and stuff over, like, this really muffed up storyline, this muffed up story that he tells while he's walking down the ring and threatening to try to, threaten Bryan Danielson here. And all of it's, like, revolves like, you're a horrible person, Bryan Danielson. Do you know why? Because you neglect your family. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, this promo segment was all revolved around about MJF accusing Bryan Danielson
of taking his wife and his children for granted because what's his face, MJF doesn't have a wife or kids. He was engaged to this one girl when he was younger. Dude, aren't you like 12 or something?
Oh man,
no, I know he's on the young side, but like MJF is like, and like I was engaged, and then when I proposed to her, she left me. You have everything I wanted in my life, and you take it for granted. You had concussions like crazy, and that means you should have retired, but you can't because you're addicted to the spotlight. You're a horrible person, Dragon, and everyone loves you for it. Wah!
Yeah, and the fans of Phoenix all chanted, "You deserve it," when MJF mentioned that his girlfriend left him. Oh.
Okay, yeah, no. See, what do you call it? Vicente in the chat, MJF hating everyone equals most New Yorkers, or so the stereotype says. Okay, for the record, Jose and I are New Yorkers by blood.
Yes.
All right? We were born and raised in New York for the first third of our lives. We are New York in our veins. The only people we hate are assholes.
Yes. Assholes, and that assholes including racists, sexists,
Onision,
homophobes, the parents of the son of Autistic Tiger,
who mistreat their child and farm him out for cheap and easy money because they think that using a child who's clearly autistic and marketing him as such in order to have them make fan art for them and making him make money for them is apparently an ethical way to make money, which it's not.
We have a long list of people we don't like.
But they're all basically assholes.
Indeed.
MJF is just a sour little pansy ass. Why? Because he got dumped?
But he didn't stop.
Didn't you just a week or two ago have a freaking promo where you admitted to vehicular homicide on a different girlfriend? What is wrong with you, MJF? Maybe you just suck at dating.
Maybe
you just suck at holding a woman down.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe you just suck.
Watcho, put this in perspective. Roman Reigns committed vehicular manslaughter on Braun Strowman, and he has a family.
What?
Oh, you forgot. In 2017, during his rivalry against Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns literally tried to commit vehicular manslaughter on the monster of monsters.
Oh my God, you're right.
And he's a married man. And
he's a married man. And I don't hear Braun Strowman whining and whinging and griping about it. Why do you, MJF?
Oh, and MJF
Bro,
didn't
you're not
stop.
even 30. Chill your shit.
MJF didn't stop. He kept going, turning his attention to Bryan Danielson's kids. And he told his children that he's going to leave his father crippled, and he's going to give him the worst gift you could give to anyone, CTE brain damage.
Wow, really?
And then both Bryan Danielson and MJF started brawling in the ring with a lot of the referees and officials trying to pull them apart. Oh, this was such good shit. I sent you a picture of the brawl.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
Why would you say such a thing? Because this is insane.
It's on the list.
It's not on the list.
Yes,
Is it on the list?
Yes. Right there.
Here it is.
Yes.
It is on the list. Look at this.
That's just part of the pull apart. They kept brawling in the ring, and then they brawled out at ringside. And these guys the fans are all for it. Right now, it looks like Bryan Danielson and MJF are literally carrying AEW on their shoulders.
It's nuts.
It's nuts. The argument can also be made for Jon Moxley because he's one of the most dependable guys in the roster right now. But yeah, and the Acclaimed as well. The Acclaimed are also carrying AEW on their shoulders because they're over. The fans love them. But this is going to be good. Their Iron Man match is going to be freaking awesome and freaking bloody. Oh my goodness. It's hard for me to decide who's going to come out. This could go 50-50 either way.
Right? Like it can go either way. It would be insane. It would be banana balls. And I know a thing or two about being insane in banana balls.
Yes, you do.
He ain't got it, man. What the hell?
But now let's get to the match of the night.
You have to. I'm over here excited. Besides, if you sent over here saying on the chat, Roman Reigns has been a funny guy too. In one of his matches, both guys fought in the crowd. Roman puts a COVID mask on.
Very funny. All right. This match is it's more of an enhancement match for the women's division.
Oh, this one. Oh, man.
As Sky Blue goes one-on-one against Saraya.
This hurts.
This does hurt. Now,
this hurts.
Before I talk about this match...
Number 1, poor Sky Blue. Number 2, poor Saraya. Number 3, poor us.
Okay, before we get to the match, I do want to say this right now. Since making her return at Full Gear, so far, Saraya has been doing good in the ring. Okay, she hasn't taken any unnecessarily stupid bumps that would force her back into retirement. Again. Ugh. Yeah, no.
There's some bumps I'd like to take off of her.
Yeah, you and me both, pal. But like I said, this was more of an enhancement match just to get Saraya over, as Saraya pretty much dominated over her opponent, and this match doesn't even last long. She puts away Sky Blue with her submission move, the PTO, which I still love because it looks so awesome, and she forces Sky Blue to tap out. Your winner, Saraya.
Okay, yeah. So what happens after?
Afterwards, Saraya and Toni Storm, who was at ringside, they were about to tag a Sky Blue until they were chased out of the ring by Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and the AEW Women's World Champion, Jamie Hayter. And just as Saraya and Toni Storm are running up the ramp to get the hell out of Dodge, Ruby Soho's music hits, and this whole segment ends with Ruby Soho staring down at all of her opponents in front of them. Ruby Soho will be participating in a triple threat match for the AEW Women's World Championship against Jamie Hayter and I think either Toni Storm or Saraya, one of the two. I'll have to do research, but Ruby Soho is in a triple threat match for Revolution on Sunday, March 5th.
Oh, snap.
Yes.
Since we don't know exactly which of the two of these ladies is going to challenge in this triple threat, why are we dancing over here? I'm over here trying to figure out.
No, hang on a minute. I'm going to do some fact-checking right now.
Okay, that's what we're doing.
Yes.
All right.
Don't worry.
I'm trying to figure out why. Why would they do this? Why would they do this to him?
Yeah, no, and make no mistake, I like that Saraya is wrestling. So far, AEW has done well in protecting the wrestlers who came back from retirement. They're Christian Cage, Sting, Saraya. And I'm all for Saraya being a heel. I always thought, in my opinion, that she is better as a heel character than a
the Rampage kind of thing.
Okay, Saraya is participating in the triple threat match for the AEW Women's World Title.
Oh,
but the heel character direction that they're going right now with her and Toni Storm is so one note that it's missable and it's forgettable. Really? Their angle is that they're ex-WWE women who are trying to take over AEW's women division? Come on, guys. Come on. You're supposed to have better storytelling than this. Jeez. But you know what? This isn't bad. What I'm about to say Like, this is the bad segment of the night because this segment didn't need to be hyped up so much. This segment could have been announced on their website or on their Twitter or on AEW Dark.
Dark Elevation.
But we got to hype it up because the AEW CEO, Tony Khan, has a special announcement.
No, everybody. Oh, get your freaking snort on, folks. The boss man's here, and he's trying to look professional. He's trying to speak as slowly and with as big boy voice as best as possible. Let's see what the man is always got to say.
Hey, Juan, before we get to it, you want to take a guess at what the announcement will be? Go on, take a guess.
He's opening another show.
I mean, maybe.
He's buying another promotion that he has no business owning.
Oh God, with his money, I wouldn't be surprised.
He's introducing 9 more factions, 8 more championships, and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are getting 5 hours of screen time every day.
Nope. Go ahead.
What is it?
Okay.
What is this coked out dweeb saying? Oh my God, he's even trying to look like a big boy wearing his suit this time.
I know,
also,
right?
if you sent in the chat, if you like Soraya / Paige, but the storyline's weird here. Paige and Tony Storm started out as baby faces while Britt and Jamie were supposed to be the heels. Now Soraya and Tony are the heel crowd on crowd reaction. And Tony Khan's special announcement, hang on, 4 seconds, Yeah, no. Before Tony Khan could address the announcement. Renee?
That is Renee Paquette. She is conducting this interview.
You sure? It looks like she's late to a Marilyn Monroe cosplay contest.
It looks really nice on her. But anyways, getting back to this dweeb, this doofus.
Coked out dweeb.
This coked out dweeb, Tony Khan, this snowman.
The snowman.
The snowman of AEW, Tony Khan. He only gets a few words in just in the few first seconds of the segment before he immediately turns the announcement over to former NXT champion Adam Cole, baby. And Adam Cole gives us the announcement that AEW is launching a new reality show called AEW All Access, which is scheduled to take place immediately following Dynamite on TBS Wednesday nights, and it's supposed to provide us an unfiltered, behind-the-scenes going-ons in the world of All Elite Wrestling with this talent and with all of the wrestlers, and apparently the main stars of All Access, if I read it correctly, is Adam Cole and his real-life girlfriend, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Wait, how are they the stars of a reality show?
Because I
thought reality is supposed to be, real.
Because they advertised it all over their social platforms. They telegraphed it to us, Juan. I swear, this sounds very familiar. It sounds really similar to... Oh, yeah, that's right. Rhodes to the Top with Cody and Brandy Rhodes having their reality show in AEW.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs! This isn't an announcement.
No, hang on.
It's a repackage. They rebranded the Cody and Brandy show. It just took them over a year in order to get it done because they probably couldn't freaking work a reality show format properly. Tony Khan can only snort so much. He's probably got his hands on the good crack in order to get the idea and the work in order written down in order to get that show off the road.
Tony Khan is such a useless tool. He can't even get past 10 seconds and make it...
Hey, I'll talk.
Yeah, seriously. Come on, Tony Khan. You can't make your own announcements.
Nope. It's better that way. I don't want Tony Khan anywhere near television or professional wrestling. Ever. Binky boy.
I was expecting more anger from you with Tony Khan's announcement.
He's still angry at what? He was on the screen for as mminimal time as possible, and I'm glad. Don't have him on TV ever.
Oh yeah,
ever.
Tony Khan's a real expert. He knows unbiased journalists when he sees them, right, Juan?
Yeah, sure. So I hope Cole and Baker's show will be better than the Cody and Brandy show. Nothing against Cody and Brandy, but Brandy, stay off the mic. No, well, she had only one really good moment was when she was going up against what was it, America Top Flight?
Yeah, America Top Team with Dan Lambert. Oh, you may be a
black belt, but I'm a black bitch. Let's go! And she was taking her earrings off, about to go down and whip this guy's ass. Oh, snap, Brandy. Oh, snap. Props to you, girl. I will never not give her props for that line because that was badass. But I want to address something that you sent me, Jose. Something that was reported by Dirt Sheet Radio, which is just on its face, dumb as fuck.
Go for it. Do it.
Dumber than a box of rocks.
Do it.
I'm trying to load it over here.
I know what you're talking about too, but go for it.
Okay.
Oh man.
Why is it not loading? Screw you. Okay. I'm going to try to read it off of the messenger that you sent me.
Yeah, they're fine. Go ahead.
This is so okay. I'm fine with AEW trying to branch out, but I know how granular and micromanaging and microdosing Tony Khan is. So I know that he's the one who's primarily producing and executive directing everything under the sun because he's an idiot.
Oh yeah.
And he doesn't know how to delegate to people. Okay, this is reported by Dirt Sheet Radio saying, while hyping All Access, the president of Turner Networks, Jason Sarlanis, apparently had revealed something insane. A statistic that none of us ever saw coming. He said, AEW has such an amazingly loyal and dedicated fan base that brings in more than 4 million viewers to TBS every Wednesday night.
I think I'm going to cut my mic and let Juan have this one.
You want to rant?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You're not cutting the mic. You're passing the camera this time.
Okay.
You're getting a classic Juancho rant.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Swap
seats with me here, bro. Yeah, you take your cushion. You sit down and you take your cushion like a man.
Hang on, let me breathe in first. Okay, go.
4 million? You idiot! That's not how Nielsen ratings work. That's not how any of this works. That's not how any of this bullcrap works at all. At best, at most, All Elite Wrestling managed to maintain an average of maybe 800,000 viewers every week on Dynamite. Now, if you want to try to combine the viewership of, let's say, AEW Rampage and Dark Elevation, which, by the way, the last two have nothing to do with Turner Broadcast Television, Warner Brothers Discovery, or any kind of TV deal. Sorry, but the YouTube channel doesn't count. Putting together Rampage and Dynamite to try to get 4 million viewers, the math still doesn't add up. You idiot! I'm betting that you're probably the same doofus who's supplying that coked out dweeb Tony Khan with his snow, man! For Christ's sake, learn to count! Learn to read your Nielsen ratings, you dumb shit! It's no wonder that Warner Brothers Discovery is going down the toilet! It's no wonder that Yank Fisher has been running around with flapping his gums as long as he has! It's no wonder that the freaking Harry Potter franchise has been freaking sunk to the ground thanks to not only the enabling of a transphobe in the name of J.K. Rowling, but continuing to give her plenty of business! But all of this boils down to the fact that this stuff trickles down. Stupidity does trickle down, and it don't get dumber than Tony Khan. Believe me, I've looked. I've tried looking. Dixie Carter was the Duchess of Stupidity. She was the Sarah Palin of professional wrestling, but even she's not that stupid. She was delusional. She was brainless, but she's not this stupid. At least that dumb broad knows how to count and knows how to read. This idiot doesn't, and Tony Khan is freaking running around, hugging everybody. You have so many friends. I have so many friends. I'm the bestest wrestling promoter ever. Love me, people. Why don't you love me, Daddy? You freaking dope. Learn to count. Learn to count. Learn to count. And Tony, you did the right thing for once by not being on TV long enough for me to form an opinion about what you were going to say or how you were going to say it this week. That was the only smart thing you did. So props to you on that. Never let it be said that I don't give credit where credit's due. Tony Khan, you made the right choice by staying on TV for as little time as humanly possible. At least Adam Cole, baby, is charismatic and knows how to deliver a promo. Your ass is squinting and winking like on the championship on Dynamite. You think that you're an actual good promoter? You think you deserve or belong on television? You think that you know how to cut a promo? I've been cutting promos since high school, son. You've been fantasy booking since you've been in high school, and clearly you're fantasy booking now because you got your freaking money's worth on it now, but you don't know how to actually book. You don't know how to actually run your business. You put in charge a twinkle-toed douchebag who burned twice as much money as your video game project actually needed because it hasn't even been released yet. It got delayed because your scrawny ass doesn't know how to actually get a video game rated T for teen instead of M for mature, and you couldn't get past it. Not to mention the fact that you also put the freaking midgets out of Cucamonga, California, and charging on merchandising. Why? Because one of their wives sold their t-shirts and the back of Joey Ryan's pedomobile and freaking pro wrestling chimpanzees? Is that why? That's your qualifications? If that's the case, I'm just as qualified to run your company for you, Tony. So go ahead, hire my ass, pay me your idiot money, and I will burn it like the freaking giddy goblin that I am. And I'll make sure that people enjoy Dynamite, and I'll be able to deliver the promos you can't. I'll be able to make the decisions you don't know how to. I'll be able to run this company better than you could ever hope to. Until then, stay the fuck off of TV. Thank you, fuck you, bye. That's a Juancho rant. Boom.
I'm scared to know what idea would you have if you booked the Elite if you were in charge.
Oh, I would book them straight into the Hall of Fame. Away from the ring. Forever. Easy.
All right. Well, all right. So let's try and cool down a little bit. Let's talk about the main event of this week's AEW Dynamite. I kid you not. I am not joking. This was the main event. It's Jon Moxley versus the leader of the Dark Order, Evil Uno.
What the hell is this that I'm looking at?
So on last week's edition of Dynamite, Evil Uno challenged Jon Moxley to a one-on-one match when around the time Moxley challenged Hangman Adam Page to a Texas death match at Revolution. But because the Dark Order are such great friends with Hangman Adam Page, they can't let
because Hangman deserves friendship after costing this company their highest generating moneymaker in the form of CM Punk by being a little shit heel. But sure, let's continue congratulating the hangnail. Go on.
So, Evil Uno got a lot of offense in, and surprisingly, the fans of Phoenix actually came unglued with Evil and actually chanted for Evil Uno more than Jon Moxley. Like, the whole arena was filled with Evil Uno chants. Like, Evil Uno got over during this fight. Jon Moxley was trying to punish Evil Uno, trying to rip the mask off of him as these two kept brawling at each other.
Moxley was thirsty, so he wanted to drink Evil Uno's blood. But he'll only drink the blood off of the forehead, and so with the mask in the way, he couldn't get to it. So Moxley was very dehydrated during the match. Renee Paquette is very concerned.
Evil Uno was able to get some offense, hitting Moxley with a kick, knocking him outside of the ring, and then annihilating him with a giant cannonball, a front flip cannonball senton. Holy crap, that's awesome. But then Moxley was able to turn the tables on the leader of the Dark Order by smashing him headfirst onto the steel steps, and Evil Uno was bleeding buckets. Yeah, no, Evil Uno was bleeding, not Jon Moxley.
Oh, so did Moxley finally get his drink? He wasn't wrestling dehydrated anymore?
He was certainly squeezing a lot of blood out of him when he locked in his bulldog chokehold onto Evil Uno. Evil Uno was able to fight back and hit Moxley not one, but two spike pile drivers, but only got a 2 count. So Moxley went back onto the chokehold. He was and Evil Uno was bleeding. It was gushing red. It was dripping right out of his head and staining the whole ring. And then Moxley went full force on the choke, forcing Evil Uno to pass out in the middle of the ring. Evil Uno never tapped. He never gave up, but he fell unconscious. Your winner by technical submission, Jon Moxley.
Well, apparently, Jon Moxley couldn't go one match without bleeding his guts out.
Oh, I'm going to get to that.
Yeah, please do, because
the match ended, but Moxley did not let go. He kept holding on to the chokehold. So the referees so the referee was trying to stop him, but then Moxley was eventually stopped by Alex Reynolds and John Silver of the Dark Order, who came to the rescue of their leader. And then Moxley was saved by the Blackpool Combat Club. Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta were able to to even the odds against the Dark Order. And then out came Hangman Adam Page, who started brawling with Moxley and pulled out a thing of barbed wire from his pocket and started opening up John Moxley before the show ended. And yeah, that's where the show ended, with Moxley sitting right there in the pool of his own blood.
I am quite convinced that John Moxley isn't going to be satisfied until he catches hepatitis C, with how much blood sporting he's doing in all of his matches all the time. I guess he wants to beat the record of like Bruiser Brody or Dusty Rhodes or New Jack in terms of who's got the most disgustingly scarred forehead in all of pro wrestling.
Either that or AEW, aka Tony Khan, is trying to get a lot of the hardcore mileage out of Moxley while he still has legs.
Right? For real. Like, okay, you get him off of his alcoholism. Fantastic. What am I going to replace this vice with in order to be a little healthier? How about bleeding buckets? Okay. Can I drink the blood? I'm kind of thirsty. Yeah, sure. Why not? Awesome. Also in the chat, Vicente Guerrero, he was saying, I'm going to go backwards, by the way. He said, I was always marked for Evil Uno. He and Stu used to tag a lot in Canada for C4 wrestling. John Moxley versus Valls Mahoney would have been the kind of bloodbath that would have made the original Sheik cry tears of joy. And I guess also Vicente was talking about my me cutting a promo on Tony Khan saying almost as dumb as that 4 million talk would be Tony Khan buying IWA Deep South, starts using that hillbilly deathmatch talent. Only John Moxley would be seeing into seeing John Rare on Dynamite and Rampage. And also said that this is one of Juan's best anti Tony Khan rants. Imagine how bad TK booking it with Dixie Carter would get. Yikes. Dude, let's not speak that into being. Let's not speak that into reality. At some point or another, Tony Khan is going to hit rock bottom, and there ain't nobody else to work with for him in terms of organizing but the dumbest and the lowest of the low, bro. He'll go that way, bro.
The only way
invented the Attitude Era, bro.
That AEW will be able to succeed now. Like, they have people who are trying to hold a company on their shoulders, but the only way they'll be able to succeed again is if they bring back CM Punk.
You really think that's the only way?
Well, that's what.
That's the easiest way to pull ahead again.
Because the ratings are not the same. That's why. The ratings not the same. The wrestling content's not the same. But many of the big players that were in AEW are gone.
You're right. Well, but that doesn't necessarily mean that CM Punk is their only hope.
Well, I say that because of his star power.
Yeah, like, listen, I obviously I'm the biggest CM Punk mark on the face of the earth over here, but even I know that there's only so much that star power can get you. Like, Punk has to not only be allowed back on, but at the same time, they have to find a way to get the stupidity and how this is being booked out of the way. Tony's got to have to find a way to actually work out a proper TV deal for Ring of Honor, not this stupid Honor Club streaming app thing.
God, that was
Take
dumb.
half the talent on AEW, actually make them Ring of Honor instead, in order to thin the herd out, in order to keep the brand, in order to keep the rosters fresh. Have them run separate shows, separate days of the week. It would give the WWE the most horrifying headache they've ever had in their lives. And then, on top of all that, actually book people that the fans want to see. But Tony Khan is a marked out, coked out dweeb who won't listen to anyone but himself, who's a freaking stoned idiot. Which is why I said, go ahead and hire my ass. I will take your money like the gleeful goblin that I am. I'll do it with a smile on my freaking face.
Yeah.
And I will run his company better than he could ever hope to. I don't have any experience, but I know common freaking sense. Something this freaking dope doesn't.
Pretty much. But anyways, speaking of Dixie Carter, by the way.
Let's not mention her anymore, please. I only brought her up as spite.
Fair enough. Let's talk about this week's edition of Impact Wrestling. This is their go-home show before their pay-per-view event, No Surrender, which is tomorrow night.
Yep, tomorrow, Friday night. Yay.
Yes, indeed. The show opens up with a great tag team match play-up.
Holla, holla.
The team of the Motor City Machine Guns, the champs, Impact World Tag Team Champions, and New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Tag Team Champions, going up against the team of Speedball Mike Bailey and the former Ring of Honor World Champion himself, Jonathan Gresham, the Foundation.
The martial artist and the miniature man.
Absolutely. This was...
I'm not going to stop pointing out that John Gresham is mini.
Okay, this was a really...
I've got mini friends. Take a look at Xana Rose and Dragon Fang cosplay. They're mini.
You know who else is mini?
Jordan Grace, who's the exact same height as her man, Jonathan Gresham.
I was going to say Angel Mendez if you put him behind and next to us.
He's the shortest of the three, but not by a lot.
I know. But anyways, before we get to the match, I forgot to get a picture of it, but Speedball Mike Bailey, paying homage to Shawn Michaels, was wearing Shawn Michaels ring-inspired gear on his shorts, on his kick pads. It's really cool. He got the heartbreak symbol on it. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, he's 5'4", for crying out loud. He's a miniature dude.
He's a miniature dude, but he can still
wrap for a guy.
He's a miniature dude, but he can still wrap you into a pretzel.
No, absolutely. I'm sure he can. I'm sure he can.
Yes,
until he does. Miniature guy.
Yes, indeed.
Also, if he said this, saying hopes for AEW's best draws: CM Punk, MJF, Britt Baker, The Acclaimed, and Kenny Omega. Much as some hate to admit that last one, you're not wrong. Kenny Omega does draw when he feels like it.
Right.
When he puts in the effort.
Yeah. I don't. I'm sorry. Like, my disdain for Kenny Omega isn't nearly as high as my disdain for the Young Bucks. I actually don't like the Young Bucks more than I dislike Kenny Omega.
Right? Go figure.
Yeah.
Like, of the three, Kenny Omega is the least hated.
I know, right? Because he can actually put on good matches
when he feels like it.
When he
it's
feels
just
like
rarely whenever he's on in the North American continent.
I know. But getting back into this opening match, it was a great technical match, a great opening tag match for both teams. And you know what? For two opponents that never tagged before, they actually had some pretty good in-ring chemistry.
Between Gresham and Speedball.
Between Gresham and Speedball. Yeah, no, definitely. However, despite the efforts between this tag team, they were thwarted as the Motor City Machine Guns hit their finishing moves, Skulls and Bones, onto Jonathan Gresham to get the win. Your winners, the Motor City Machine Guns.
At this point, it just boiled down to a matter of, the Motor City Machine Guns are much better. I'm
much
sorry.
better put together.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm sorry. I'm gonna hit a pun. They're a much more well-oiled machine. Sorry, they're Motor City Machine Guns. They're much better oiled. I'm sorry. They just are.
They just are. I mean, they have years of experience. They've captured every tag. They've captured every tag title all over the wrestling circuit. So yes,
except for WWE or AEW.
Yeah, but okay. Do you really want to see them in AEW? I really don't want to see them in AEW.
No, like right now, it would be a disservice to them. I would sooner want to see the Motor City Machine Guns in NXT and then shoot up to the WWE main roster after having a phenomenal, psychotic NXT Tag Team Championship run. Wouldn't that be phenomenal?
It would be awesome. I could see them having matches with the Good Brothers, AJ Styles, Finn Balor.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The original Bullet Club boys over here. And you put all that together with the madness of how eventually Kip Sabian and not Steve Macklin, his partner. Why am I blanking on his name?
Who?
The partners of the Motor City Machine Guns. It's not Kip Sabian.
Oh, no, it's Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley.
Jesus, why am I blanking over here?
You're tired.
I'm tired. I wasted too much oxygen on shitting on Tony Khan. That's not the point. The point is Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin not only are great tag champs, but they're excellent single competitors too. I see them as good mid-card champs as well. IC champs, US champs. Have either of them be a North American champion in NXT?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Why
yeah,
not?
no, absolutely.
They would fit. Would they be main championship materials? Maybe. I wouldn't say no.
I would say that as singles competitors, they could, if they need to put on a 5-star steal the show wrestling match, you could depend on both of them to do it.
Exactly. If Vicente Guerrero here agrees, Motor City Machine Guns and great match go hand in hand. Exactly.
Not to take anything away from Speedball Mike Bailey and Jonathan Gresham, they're also great wrestlers as well.
It was just Motor City came out on top this time.
Indeed. But now let's get to the exciting match of the night, and it is a one-on-one knockouts match between Taya Valkyrie versus representing this new tag team called the Hex, Allison Kay.
Allison Kay with Marty Bell at ringside, along with against Taya Valkyrie and the rest of the Death Dolls.
Yes, indeed. This was such a great women's match. So entertaining as well, because like the Sinister Minister was also there with the Hex girl.
You need to get on this guy and get him to give you back your soul, Jose.
I'm sure.
I mean your heart. I'm not talking about your soul.
Yeah.
You don't have a soul. I forgot.
I'm sure he's taking good care of my heart. I think.
Probably using it as a coaster.
Probably
using it as a damn coaster, Jose. Let's not
lie
to ourselves.
Short little history on Allison Kay. Fun fact: she's actually a former 2-time Impact Knockouts World Champion herself.
Is that right?
Yes, indeed.
How long? How did she do with those title reigns? If you don't mind my asking.
It's a long history from that. But I think this is like during the Dixie Carter era.
Ew.
Yeah.
Why did you continue bringing that woman's name up?
Because while it's a crime that her name exists, it would be a bigger crime to pretend she doesn't exist.
I'd respectfully disagree with that.
You can't omit history.
I'm not talking about omitting history. I'm just saying, like, if they already did away with the name of TNA, why not do away with the name of Dixie Carter?
Yeah, well, as much as we want to, we can't because it's there. It happened.
Yeah, true. I mean, after all, it was Dixie Carter who gave us such memorable moments as this here. Where is it? Oh, here it is.
Oh, God. We're doing this again.
Yes.
All right.
Till the end of her days. Yes, I will continue bringing this up. This idiot broad. This is what she will be best known for. To the day she kicks the bucket. She is the grown-ass woman who could not let go of Hulk Hogan when he left Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, no. Hulk Hogan definitely not caring much for that piece of business, brother. All right. So,
I don't need you anyway.
So
after she was like glomming on his leg for dear life.
Jesus, man. I mean, come on. Even Eric Bischoff didn't do that when Hulk Hogan was at WCW. Come on. Have a little self-respect, woman.
Vicente was saying, the only thing I hated during the tie-in Allison match was a commercial happening during the match.
Yeah, there was a commercial that happened during the match, but the excitement was still there as Taya Valkyrie did fire a comeback against Allison Kay, and it looks like she was going to have the match won until Allison Kay's tag partner distracted the opponent long enough for Allison Kay to sneak a dirty win. So, yeah, your winner, representing the Hex, Allison Kay. I guess this is like a last-minute effort to get some extra heat, build momentum for their tag match at No Surrender tomorrow night.
I like when Impact kicks off into high gear and we have good matches like this. Tell me we didn't have okay, I haven't seen the results. I'm asking for a hope spot here, Jose.
What's up?
Tell me we didn't have another weird PCO moment.
We didn't.
Thank God. Okay.
We are PCO free.
Yep, we don't do PCO.
No, we don't.
We're drug free.
In fact, Juancho, I'm going to reward you. I'm going to reward you with something nice, something heartfelt, something comforting, something, I dare say, inspiring. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
He goes from Paris to London and Tokyo.
All right, let's stop, please.
And Mexico. He said, I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
So,
ow, you catchy asshole!
I know.
God dang it!
The Impact Digital Media Champion Joe Hendry films a live appearance with wrestling fans, greeting them, saying hi to all the kids, hyping up his Combat match against Moose tomorrow night, where he will defend the Digital Media Champion.
Combat match! That's so dumb. I love it.
I know, but just like Chase U, this is one of the wrestlers who I didn't think was going to get over in wrestling. And the more I see him, the more I'm like, I'm hanging on to his every word. And I dare say, hanging on to his every tune.
We believe in Joe Hendry, man. God dang it. How dare you make us believe?
I know. Jesus, man. I mean, hey, look, this is one of the very few examples where funny can make money.
Right? Right?
Exactly.
There are ways to do it.
Yes.
Okay, you don't have to have 100% comedy wrestling like what you've got in pro wrestling chimpanzees, but here, have it measured. Have the guy wear like a lower mid-card championship that doesn't have that much prestige built into it, but it does have like fan participation here.
Exactly.
I like that. In the chat over here, Vicente, actually, I remember the few times Dixie Carter was going for a total heel turn. Like, dressed as a bearded man, she runs into the apron and pushes Bully Ray off the top ropes through a table.
Oh.
That was so...
Oh.
What the frick?
Speaking of Bully Ray.
And also, what's her face? He's saying that it was indeed cool seeing Joe Hendry at that fan signing.
Yeah.
That is nice, isn't it?
It is.
Like, okay, whether it's at a convention or there's like a fan signing or like a thing outside of the Impact Zone in Orlando, whatever. No, they don't have the Impact Zone over there. Freaking Tony Khan bought that, didn't he? The fucking dope.
Yes, he
Anyway, I'm sorry about that. I keep swearing. Point is, he is a dope. Point is, Joe Hendry, I believe in him. .combat match is dumb, but they'll make it work.
It's still going to be fun. If Matt Cardona could get an entertaining match out of it with Jordan Grace, I think Joe Hendry and Moose can give us the same results, if not better.
I'm still peeved off at how everyone writes off Impact like this. There's good quality wrestling that happens in there. There's a lot of dumb stuff that happens sometimes, but it looks like this week this was one of those. Okay, that's not so dumb. This is actually a workable show.
So about that.
Oh, no.
Okay, so let me get to the bad matches of the night. And these are the Beat the Clock Challenge matches. As Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer competed in separate Beat the Clock one-on-one matches. Whoever wins in the shortest record time gets to talk first on the live Busted Open radio segment tomorrow night at Impact No Surrender.
No, I don't care about either of these guys right now. I'm sorry, they're over the hill, gang. I'm sorry, Tommy Dreamer. I know you could still go. I know you've got your man bun. I can rock the man bun too if I felt like it. I don't, but dude, come on.
These guys are over 50 years old, man.
No disrespect to Bully Ray either. The stuff that he's done in the world of tag wrestling has been phenomenal.
Yes.
His heel work in the ring as a singles competitor has been cool most of the time. But then there's a lot of dumb stuff that he's done in between all of that. Guys, you've done your bit for King and Country. Hang up the boots, please, for my sanity's sake. For your dignity's sake, if not for my sanity's sake.
Yeah, definitely.
All right,
but let's get to the Beat the Clock matches.
Okay.
These matches were short as hell. Like Tommy Dreamer's match only went a minute long against one of the good hands, one of Bully Ray's lackeys, and Tommy Dreamer beat him in so freaking quick it was a blink and you miss it. And Bully Ray's match was so comedically short against Bhupinder Gujjar that it was so missable. These matches are so missable, and it's for the stipulation behind it. It's so dumb.
I don't mind Beat the Clock challenges, but they have to actually have a stake that's not, who talks first on a podcast. No, that's freaking dumb.
It is dumb. That screams Dixie Carter booking.
It does.
Man,
Dixie got away.
And
nobody likes you.
Another bad thing about these matches is that they're against these lower undercard members of the roster, like just a bunch of nobodies. No disrespect, but that's what they are. Like they could like seriously, like are Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer so like broken up that they can't have like somewhat good matches against anyone in the middle of the card? Like, come on, guys. No. I know that wear and tear is a thing, but man, these matches are so comedically short. And the stipulation, the story behind it, it's so awful.
I'm sorry. It's just dumb.
It is dumb. But
real quick in the chat, if he said that Bully Ray is so good at character that he could change from Fed to Fed. Total a-hole heel in Impact versus Dreamer right now, but over in NWA's YouTube show, Bully Ray's a babyface and feuding with Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder. Good Hands team name almost sounds like the guys. Remembered Ian and Axel Rotten being called Terry Funk's Good Men in ECW 93 or 94. What the freakity hell?
I just remember that stupid tag team called the Wingmen from AEW for some
It
reason.
was so weird.
Yeah.
And yes, Kairi Sane used to be in WWE, Nikki Bella.
Yes, indeed. But now let's get to the silly segment of the night. And typical...
Okay, is this at least good silly, or is this...
Kind of good. We'll talk about it. So, in typical Impact Wrestling fashion, they hold their contract signings the night before their pay-per-view events. Great timing, folks. And the person to moderate it is none other than the Director of Authority himself, Santino Marella.
Okay. Good news is he doesn't look 100% a total doof.
No, he doesn't.
He still has his phony police badge, which, by the way, unless it's like a really cool, badass custom badge, which, by the way, you can actually order. I know because I have on my shopping cart something that I'm planning to do for my Commissioner Gordon cosplay. I'm actually getting a custom, like, police badge made up, like, actual nickel and bronze and nickel and brass badge as the Commissioner of Gotham City. I'm getting it made. It's kind of pricey, but if you're gonna wear a badge being the Director of Authority for Impact, commit to the bit. Put your money in where your mouth is. Buy, like, pay a freaking, like, badge or memorabilia company. Get a custom badge made Santino, and then hang that, and go in front of the camera and extol people how much of a badass you are. Like, okay, I may have been playing fun and games, but the fun and games end right now. I am the Director of Authority. I will not be disrespected any further. You are going to listen to me, and you're going to conduct yourselves in professional manner. Also, help me. I will not be held responsible for the damage and unholy content I unleash upon you.
Actually, Juanco,
See? I can do a better Santino than Santino.
But you know what we got instead?
What did we
Apparently, this segment started when they finished their contract signing, and Santino's like, wow, I didn't know that these things were so easy. I didn't know that we have to do contracts. Yeah.
What?
And then after Santino left, then that's when Rich Swann and Josh Alexander had an exchange of words, and then they were interrupted by Steve Maclin, who is going to be competing in a number one contenders match at No Surrender. Maclin made it very clear that he'll challenge with either one of them, no matter who wins as champion, and he also addresses Rich Swann, calling him an absolute joke. Rich Swann.
Okay, he's not wrong in that end, but come on.
Rich Swann, feeling the burn of those words, starts brawling with Steve Maclin with the champion watching on. As both these men
Josh ain't gonna stop this. Like, yeah, go ahead, kick his ass. It'll make my job easier. Or did he actually stop because Josh Alexander is noble and stuff?
He did try to stop it, yeah,
Okay.
along with the other staff members.
Okay, all right. I guess he's he's a good champion and all, and he's like one of the better examples of what Impact Wrestling has to offer, I suppose. So,
but this is such a big step backwards for Josh Alexander. This is why I thought that this segment was bad, because number one, Santino Marella, God, he couldn't
being an idiot,
even if it was 8 seconds on screen.
He couldn't even get the Pier 6 brawl to happen while he was there getting the contract signed. What the hell, Santino? You're supposed to be there trying to get these guys to stop. What kind of Director of Authority isn't there frantically pulling their hair out in the middle of a Pier 6 brawl after the contract is signed? What kind of idiot authority figure doesn't do that?
Also,
come on, Santino.
Number two, the number one contender. I'm sorry, Rich Swann. I cannot take him seriously as a top contender for the main title.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, no. I think the window of him being taken seriously is long gone.
Yeah, that's sort out the window when he went and got taken down for domestic abuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sorry.
I just want Josh Alexander just to run right through him and just move on to a better challenger. There's got to be someone else who can actually give Josh Alexander a run for his money.
Anyone in mind?
Honestly, I would go with Steve Maclin. He actually is pretty good in the ring.
Then why did they book Rich Swann then? What the hell?
Because he won the gold,
for
the golden
crying out loud.
6-pack, whatever the fudge. And now we get to the main event of the night, and this match.
Okay, do we have to?
Yes, we
do.
do.
I saw parts of it, and I needed
Hang on.
I needed a freaking tetanus shot after watching this match.
Hang on a minute. Let me pull out my best Mark Henry, and now it's time for the main event.
No.
Okay, yeah. The Monsters Balls match. And this is for the
X Division Championship. Oh, yeah.
Trey Miguel defends against Crazy Steve representing Decay. And yeah, Juan is not wrong. This is a bloodbath. Like, Jon Moxley wishes he could have a match of this magnitude in AEW. They pulled out all the weapons. They pulled out steel chairs, garbage cans. They pulled out Crazy Steve at one point even used a stapler onto Trey Miguel's nuts. Ouch!
What?
That was painful. That was very painful to watch. And they brought out all the other weapons.
You gotta be shitting me, man.
They brought out the tables. They brought out the barbed wire. They brought out the nails. My God, the nails. God, those are painful to see on TV. And, of course, you can't have your hardcore matches without thumbtacks.
There were thumbtacks everywhere.
Yeah, like I said, Jon Moxley wishes he was in that match. And, yeah, it was bloody. It was a freaking bloody mess. Just, there's no other words I can describe it. And Trey Miguel, man, he was taken through the ringer. Crazy Steve, pushing down the nails onto Trey Miguel's head. Ow. And then, this is after he got his ball stapled. And then Crazy Steve using the Death Valley driver and slamming Trey Miguel through the table. And then everything comes to a head as both men are spent and both men are bloodied up. Crazy Steve laughing it up in pain because that is to be expected with someone with a few loose screws in his head. And they both crashed right through that the plywood setup with the barbed wire. And they're both in cringing pain. Ouch. Anytime, when I saw this match, I was getting flashbacks of Kenny Omega versus Moxley at Full Gear 2019. Flashbacks of Chris Jericho versus Nick Gage in that Ultraviolet match. Oh God, those spots. There were spots that were cringy.
No way that I could look at this match without feeling sullied, without feeling soiled, without feeling wrong. Okay, like you said, Moxley wishes he could have these kind of matches. The reason why the reason why Impact Wrestling can get away with it is because they're considered lower on the totem pole. Folks aren't paying attention to Impact Wrestling. In some ways, that is to the detriment of Impact. Because, like we said, we have other X Division matches. We had this incredible tag match. The Knockouts division is literally knocking it out.
Yes.
And then we have matches like this Monsters Ball where it's godlessly violent, where it's too violent, even for my liking. I like me some ultra violence, but dude, there's only so much.
I am literally convinced that Impact Wrestling is trying to become the spiritual successor to ECW.
No, we don't need any more spiritual successors to ECW. ECW is done. It's done. Please, people, let it die. It's okay to leave it in the past.
No, that's just my opinion, Juanjo. That's not actually happening.
It's okay to leave it in the past.
I know. In the end, Trey Miguel was able to pin and retain. So you're a winner and still Impact X Division champion, Trey Miguel.
Unbelievable. In the chat, Santino. Might be doing a Glamorella tribute skit with Jordan Grace. I sincerely hope not. I hope if he goes anywhere near Jordan Grace, that she tears his dick off. I'm sorry. Santino, you're just too dumb. I would rather have Scott D'Amore back. He actually conducted himself like an authority figure. And also for Vicente, watching Trey Miguel versus Crazy Steve was like watching the most bloody IWA Mid-South and the first 10 years of CZW. That's putting it very nicely there.
Yeah. But Juancho, his employer gave him a role to play.
I'm feeling very violent right now, Jose.
Okay, I'm going to wrap it up.
I'm feeling Kentucky Fried violence here.
Okay, I'm going to wrap things up. So my final thoughts on this week's program. So Impact Wrestling, their main goal was to try and build up momentum for their pay-per-view event. They did that.
What the hell? We were over here. We were green. We were good to go, and then we're under review again? Come on.
Assholes. So, yeah, opening tag match was fun. The Monster Ball was definitely a train wreck to watch. There were a lot of other good shows in the middle that were pretty fun, save for the Beat the Clock challenges. I think the whole stipulation and the storyline between Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer diminishes the Beat the Clock stipulation, and it's just a step backwards. Like, who wants to see two old men going at each other in a talk segment next week? Like, come on, man. That's such horribleness. Like, that's just like a backdrop to the rest of the pay-per-view event. But everything else was pretty good. AEW, I felt like this week's AEW, despite all the stuff that we talked about, was actually a lot more focused than last week's AEW. Everything they did this week was to try and build more interest in their upcoming pay-per-view event, Revolution. The opening match was fun with Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta. The main event was, holy crap, was it was bloody, but I was never in my mind what I thought that Evil Uno was actually gonna get over with the fans. Holy shit, he did.
He did.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? Yeah. They had some pretty good segments as well with Bryan Danielson and MJF. Obviously, these guys are the best on the mic right now, tearing each other up in the brawl. But the stupid announcement with Tony Khan and the AEW All Access, that announcement could have been shelved on social media, on Twitter, or on YouTube. It didn't belong on Dynamite.
No, it belonged on Dynamite, but not this way. There's a way to produce your announcements. There's a way to do this stuff. Tony Khan doesn't know how. Like I said, I'm glad that coked out dweeb spent as little time on screen as possible. It looks like he clearly put his suit and tie on without freaking thinking or shaving, because he still looks like he's been on a 9-week coke bender.
Right.
But whatever, Adam Cole baby did it.
Also, another bad segment that I didn't talk about that's not nearly as bad as Tony Khan was Jericho and Ricky Starks. Like, I'm just about done with it, man. Like, Ricky Starks already beat Jericho in their first match.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand. I got a pen click over, baby.
Yeah, whatever.
I got the pen clicking again, baby.
Baby,
I clicked the pen, baby.
All right, let's move on.
I clicked the pen, baby.
Finally, my final thoughts
baby.
on WWE NXT. Great opening match with Ilya Dragunov and Trick Williams. The Braun Breaker problem continues to loom over the entire arena with all the fans booing Braun Breaker as champion.
Is it all the fans, though? Because it still doesn't sound like it's everyone.
No, it doesn't sound like it's everyone, but like whether they're planted fans or real fans, it's something. But everything else was pretty good. I like the training montage with Miko Satomura and Roxanne Perez. I felt like that was pretty awesome. Like both women in their element during a segment. I know the segment is produced, but at least it's not overly produced.
And it's produced well. It gives the emphasis on they're here. They're going to train. Roxanne Perez wants to prove to Miko Satomura that she is a worthy champion, and they earn each other's respect even more. Honor. And
Chase U, holy crap! Chase
how
U
are these guys over? They were a joke. How?
But the fans love them because of their charisma, because of their energy that they bring to NXT. It's crazy.
Fan participation is always a nice way of getting a faction over. That's nice.
It is pretty nice.
Also in the chat, Vicente was saying next week on Rampage, Juan Jose spent 2 hours hiding Tony's coke. Yep. I'll do that. Actually, no, not Rampage. Make it Dynamite. Actually, you know what? Put us up on Revolution. We'll run around the entire goddamn
hide the cocaine.
arena.
Juan will be the one that points at the cocaine and then points at Tony Khan. He's like, yeah, that's him. He did it.
So you see this baggie? This baggie belongs to Tony Khan. Now watch what I do with it. I go into the freaking men's bathroom, open it up in an open toilet, pour it all down and flush it. And then I light the bag on fire and throw it into a trash can so he can't snort out whatever's left smeared on the inside of the baggie. Take that, Tony. You've got money. Go buy yourself some more.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's folks. On next week's edition of Wrestle Rewind, I will be covering the main event of Impact Wrestling's No Surrender, Josh Alexander versus Rich Swann for the Impact World title, and all of the craziness that happens following the main event match, because there's always something that's going to happen near the end of the pay-per-view. So until then, Juan, ring that bell. And now plug us away.
Don't mind if I do. Folks, thank you very much for joining us on this week's live stream edition of Wrestle Rewind, hosted by Jose
Casabona, as he reviews for you the best of the worst of three of the most exciting professional wrestling programs in North America today: WWE's NXT, All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling. Step into the ring and get your review on every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Twitch. Hit the subscribe or the follow button, ring the notification bell to stay up to date, share this video with all of your friends because we get demonetized the moment we say a single word, and become an Interflocker by hitting the join button for only $4.99 a month. Until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlockOnline, Twitch.tv/TheRavensFlockOnline, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and the Ravens Flock.
All right, folks, thank you very much for tuning in to another exciting live edition of Wrestle Rewind. I'm your host, Jose Casabona. That was Juan Arouse, and there's just too much blood. There's too much blood out there, man.